I'm always happy when spring game ends and nobody gets hurt, first of all. So that part was encouraging. I thought the day was fun. I thought it was fine. I think sometimes the spring game or last spring practice sometimes can get overvalued. We had 14 really good practices, and today was another good one. I wish we would have taken care of the ball a little better offensively with some of the snaps and things, but I thought the defense tackled and played hard. I thought some guys made some plays offensively, and I thought the end result, it was relatively entertaining for the fans to get a little bit of an idea of this team. You know, obviously we didn't see very much of Bishop and Kaysen and Keith. Not too much of Shaq and Sean Parker, but when they were in there, they played well. And then some of the young guys that we've been looking at to count on stepped up and did some things for us today.
Is this the format that you'd like to go with, or do you want to get back to one day having an actual game?
I really would like to have a game, quite honestly, because I think that it just gets everyone's juices going. But we knew it would be a little bit challenging for us, and so by doing it in this format, we tried to incorporate some things that would make it entertaining. I'm glad I hit the crossbar, and I can hold that bragging right on War Moon for a while. So, but that stuff was fun, and seeing Charlie and Chris, you know, hitting their 60-degree wedges, trying to get closest to the pin, and the kickers. I thought that kicker competition was kind of cool, and neat to see those guys step up and make kick after kick. And so, a lot of positives out of today. Definitely things for us to work on, though, that's for sure.
What are those things? Between now and the time you guys get back on the field, what do you want these guys to work on?
Well, we're going to meet with each one of them individually Monday and Tuesday. We'll have a meeting with every player on our roster so that they know individually what they have to work on for the next few months till we get back ready to go August, when we can improve collectively. I would say coming out of today, I thought the weather had a little bit of a factor on our ability to throw and catch the football. And it hadn't been that way all spring long, so I'd like to see that improve when we get placed back in that setting, because we're going to be in this setting with this weather probably more than once next season, quite honestly. So we need to improve that. I was a little disappointed that all of a sudden today we had a few bad snaps or exchange issues that we haven't had all spring. And I thought the guys, a few guys, especially our younger players, need to understand the value of consistency. We flashed, and I think some of the young quarterbacks flashed at times, some of the younger players flashed at times, but to really be a good team, you do it consistently, and you do it for an extended period of time, down after down, game after game, you know, month after month, and that's something that we're going to have to continually work on and harp upon as we move into fall camp and then into the early portion of the season.
Regarding the up-tempo offense this spring, maybe which quarterbacks maybe grasped it better than others, and how did you feel they overall grasped it?
I thought the quarterbacks really grasped it well. I thought Keith really operated the tempo of the system well. We obviously had a very scaled-back version of that today, comparatively to what we've had going all spring. But I thought Keith handled it well. I thought Seiler really did a nice job with it. I think we saw that today. He did some nice stuff for us. And I think it's comfortable for Troy. I think Jeff, again, flashes for us, and today wasn't really conducive to Jeff. Jeff's a very good runner. The quarterbacks weren't live, and so we couldn't exactly turn him loose that way. But all in their own right have opportunity to do some things in this system that fit what they do, and that's the beauty of this system that we have. We can make it conducive to the style of quarterback that we have in, or the style of tight end that's in, or the style of back that's in. And so as we move through fall camp, we'll see more of that depending on who's in the game.
You didn't bring up Derek Brown, but he looked kind of aggressive in the
Yeah, he did.
Oklahoma drill.
Derek did a good job in the gauntlet drill, ran hard. That was fun to see.
How often do you have quarterbacks run through that drill?
Well, Derek's a unique guy. He's 250 pounds, you know. He's a tough guy to tackle, but I thought that drill was good. I thought it was great to see somewhat of a spotlight on individuals, and they knew everyone was watching. It was a one-on-one battle. And then when you're really good as a team, you win those one-on-one battles collectively, and that's when you're a very dominant team. And so we've been focusing on those one-on-one battles. That today wasn't the only day we did that drill. We've been doing it throughout spring ball, and the guys that win kind of starting to consistently win. I thought Danny Shelton was tremendous in that drill.
Is Derek's future here at quarterback for sure? Is there a chance that you might see some kind of
Well, I don't know. We'll assess that. We'll assess that, you know, as we head into the offseason. Derek knew coming in the spring his reps would be limited. He's been here for 2 years now, and we had some guys that we wanted to see play quarterback where he got exclusive reps, especially a spring ago, where he played a lot in that spring game and then through the fall. And so we needed to get film of these other guys playing and to see what we have and see what we're going to work with in the fall.
Sark, did you notice, I mean, Keith even said that he felt a little jittery in front of the fans today. Did you kind of notice that there was some nerves and some stuff?
Well, I think so, and I think that is the value of training camp having open practices, is so that you get comfortable performing in front of people. That's why I've always valued that since the day I got here. It's been a little bit different and odd for us not to have open practices, especially throughout spring and in training camp. So I'm looking forward to the day when we get back in Husky Stadium and we can open up practice for people to come and see, because I think there is definite value in our players having to perform in front of people, not just in front of their peers and the media.
Do you envision being back in the stadium for fall camp, or do you?
I'm hopeful of that, you know. I'm not the one nailing in the wood and, you know, I'm hanging the drywall and all that. So I'm hopeful of that. I got a tour of the stadium yesterday, and it's awesome. You know, the anticipation that I feel, I can only imagine what the players are feeling, what the fans are feeling, because I can't wait to get in there. It's an amazing place. I think everybody that walks in there is going to be wowed by just how great of a stadium it's going to be. I'll be shocked if it's not the best in the country.
Who played well today?
Well, I thought Seiler did some nice things for us. I thought Antavia Sims did some nice things. I thought as they got going, Kendall started running the ball a little bit better for us. I thought defensively we tackled really well. I don't know the exact tackle numbers, but sure felt like the safeties were tackling well when they were filling in. The linebackers, John Timo, I think, had a nice day. So it's hard to tell, you know, when we don't have stats for this thing, and I'm just watching it from behind. But I thought all in all, you know, defensively we played well. We didn't give up deep balls, so the secondary had to play pretty well.
If you had to gauge it, did the defense maybe have the upper hand to?
I would say probably so. You know, I mean, again, you know, when you're the head coach, you're rooting for both sides, right? But more than anything, I wanted to see a game played the right way. I was a little disappointed that we had some of the issues with the snaps there, kind of towards the end of the scrimmage, and I was a little disappointed we didn't catch the ball as well as we have been this spring. But that being said, the defense didn't allow for. We didn't have breakdowns and coverages where guys were running wide open, and it was a bit of a simplistic game plan on both sides of the ball. So that's what should have happened. If everybody does their job on both sides, really the defense should have a little bit of an upper hand, and I thought that that's the way the day went for the most part.
Do you know anything about Cole's planning?
We'll assess it. You know, like I said, the beauty for me in this is the coaches are all going to go on the road in recruiting, and I get to really evaluate the film from spring practice and from everything from the team settings to the one-on-one periods where they have to battle with one another and really make cut-ups on individuals. So I'll have a cut-up reel on Eric Kohler at center, at tackle, at guard, as well as him an individual and all the way through spring, and as well as schemes and that we've run. So, and then I'll be able to make really clear assessments of what I want to hopefully see and get accomplished come fall camp. And so that one's a hard one to answer today. I'll be much better served answering it probably in the press conference before training camp and then throughout training camp when we get there.
There's no huddle. Is this the pace you want to run it in the fall? Can you feature this as primary?
We've been faster than this. Today was, you know, again, you're in a spring game, and I want to give the fans something to see and give them a taste of what the fall camp is going to be about, and then the fall season will be about. But I'm also aware of the fact that we're on national television, and we're doing something a little bit new. And you don't want to give up all of your goodies. Or, you know, I want to save a few things for August 31st. So that was a little bit of the challenge, and I think some of the, you know, especially the quarterbacks got a little frustrated with the simplicity of the stuff we were running, and not all the stuff that we had been running for the last few weeks. So I would envision we'll be faster when the game rolls around on August 31st.
Just among us, is that the primary? Go-go, no huddle, is that really going to be your primary assessment?
I think so. Again, I'll have to assess it all in the off season and look at some things potentially on third and shorts and in goal line scenarios where there's more apt times to huddle. But we wanted to exhaust ourselves for 15 practices doing it to get our comfort level right. It's always easier to huddle up, you know, and I felt like that we got a lot of work done in that. I thought our comfort level, not only on offense but on defense at playing at this tempo, has really improved as spring's gone on.
Who are the guys that you expect to have back for the first day of fall camp as far as injured players? There's a ton of them, so as far as guys you can think will be back.
Right now, all of them. You know, none of them have had a setback, and whether it's been the knees or shoulders, whatever guys issues that they've had, we haven't had any setbacks, and so we're going to continue. I would imagine. I mean, everything says he should, just from the timetable of when surgery was and what the rehab is. We'll obviously monitor reps as we get closer and as we move through fall camp, because there's a lot of good players that aren't playing for us right now. And Jamora obviously is one of them, both backs, and Cooper and Collier. Travis Feeney, I'm leaving guys out. Pio Vatave, I know I'm going to leave. Yeah, Colin Tanagawa. So there's the guys with a lot of game experience that are good football players that we're only going to be better when they come back and they're playing for us.